East policy expert. Harley, good evening. Thanks for your company on the Late Show Live. What did you make of Reza Pahlavi's speech today, and indeed the comments just then of the previous guest, Arathi Krishnan?
Well, they're all spot on. We all recognize the challenge. But if you look at history, if it's any guide, there's always been a dark horse that often emerges that no one ever thought of. So I think that, when you look at international events, most of them came as surprises. And I think the same thing here. I think a leader will emerge that we have no clue of right now. And I think that's what we have to try to get comfortable with. We like to have a nice, easy strategy and solutions, and it makes us comfortable knowing what the plan is ahead. But I think that there's such momentum against this regime, and they're really on their back foot, that I think if this campaign continues, and that's really the biggest issue here, is that for the Iranian people to have what your guests have called for, which are democratic elections, it really requires the will of President Trump in particular to stay the course. As was mentioned on your program, the war is not popular in the United States. And that's very common in history. If you look at the United States in late 1941, even after we were attacked by the Japanese in Pearl Harbor, the majority of Americans, while they wanted to go to war against the Japanese, did not want to go to war against Germany. So, people tend not to want conflict. But if America keeps its foot on the pedal, the Iranian regime will crack and they will break, especially when you look at what's happening now with American Marines and other soldiers heading to the region. I know there's a lot of discussion about no boots on the ground. I believe there will be boots on the ground, because at the end of the day, no matter what it takes, It's going to be better than having this regime in power.
So just to clarify, Harley, you think American boots will be on the ground in Iran? When do you think that will happen?
Well, I think it'll happen pretty much as soon as they get there. They're on their way. President Trump has called for a very specific ceasefire in terms of their nuclear and electric utilities and grids, and gas facilities. I think that's designed to give him time. I think a lot of people underestimate President Trump. People don't think he has a strategy. I think he does have a strategy. He doesn't share it because it's not his style, and also because he doesn't want to let the enemy know what it is. But if you watch him, he's done this before. So I think he's trying to stall for time, because he knows that he has to open the Strait of Hormuz, because if he doesn't, the world could be driven into a depression in the next few weeks if oil is not able to get through the Strait of Hormuz. So he knows that's a strategic imperative. So I think he's going to go and take Karg Island and various other islands to escort tankers and get ships out. That, I think, is the major strategic goal of the United States right now.
Wow.
And at the same time, to continue to wear down the Iranian military.
Well, it's never a dull day in Washington, D.C., is it? Especially under President Trump. If you're right, Harley, 10,000 American troops on the ground in Iran. Goodness me, I think we'll be on air constantly. A 6-hour show, I suspect. Harley Lippman, thank you very much. Appreciate your company. That's Harley Lippman, Middle East policy expert. We'll discuss that a bit further. gbnews.com/your say. Get those comments coming in, and I'll read those very shortly.